come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium. As always, it's me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only. It's your lion-ass cousin. It's Chase. Lupine Fiasco Sesums, a.k.a. the Wolf of Oaklawn. What's up, dude?
Just living the dream, talking rare birds of prey.
Are they that rare? So before the show, me and Chase were talking about me. I think I am going to buy a falconry glove, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And that led into the natural conversation of, should I get a falcon?
I mean, I assume they're fairly rare, but then again, you looked at falcon prices and you can get one for the basement bargain price at $200, which is just a falcon someone just happens to have on hand.
Should I like for a bit? Should I just get like a $200 falcon?
I would. I imagine this scenario where like you take it outside, you take its little falcon hood off, and it immediately flies away to never come back, but just still terrorizes your neighborhood. Like,
oh, it's that falcon's neighborhood now. Like, it just owns the neighborhood.
Yeah, just like picking off people's pet ferrets and shit, flying in windows.
If I didn't care about the animal or at all, I would get the falcon and just let it go in the apartment.
That would be terrifying. Man, that would be scary as shit. I would
go out to my balcony and just be like, be free.
Just fly, Mordecai, fly.
Chase, so for the audio version, since we talked about this is how we're gonna. This is what's gonna come on before we fully begin.
Okay. Isn't that scary? I gotta do it. Is that not scary though? Having that?
Could you imagine? Like, he's on my hand and just does that right in my face.
Man, so like we were just getting the falcon pricing, and it's like it's just $200 for a falcon, just straight up $200 for a falcon. But it's like $1,000 if you want a trained falcon, and I say you definitely don't want that $200 ass falcon. You definitely want the trained one that someone's at least put a K into,
100%. The ones that are like under a K, not trained.
Definitely, and the ones that are available for 1K are probably poorly trained. They're probably the least obedient of the trained falcons out there on the trained falcon market.
You're gonna want like 10K probably.
You're probably
the top comment from 5 years ago on the falconry subreddit asking about the cost of a falcon. The person said, totally new to this, looking to make a goal, work backwards for purchasing and training with a falcon. What are some of the basics needs to know? Top comment is, falconry is not a casual hobby, just so you know.
You're going to be living that falcon life.
Also not inexpensive to start unless you're creative and handy. I'm trying to see how much it all costs. I don't know what some of these words are. I don't know what a jesses is. I don't know what you would need a swivel for.
Yeah.
But there's a lot...
I'm going to need you to figure all these things out and report back to me pronto.
Look for your local falconry clubs in your state and consider reaching out. If you meet resistance, it's because there's a lot of people who think they're interested because it looks cool. And then when they see how involved it is, they fade away or back out. You know what? That sounds about right. That sounds about right for falconry.
That sounds about exactly how falconry would go for you, Jim.
Yeah, that sounds about how it would go for me. Today, Chase, we are here not to talk any XFL, USFL rumors because there haven't been any updates. Screw everybody. So I will say the update we did get was that the intent to merger is like fully realized and they are going through with it, it looks like. Okay. Don't know when it'll happen. Don't know when we'll get updates. The only other thing we know for sure is some USFL teams are still like adding players and signing players, and the XFL so far has postponed its draft.
Interesting.
Well, it makes sense if they're going through with it that the XFL will postpone their draft because it wouldn't be fair for an entire league to get a full draft in October.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get like now all of a sudden you add all these other teams that didn't have an opportunity to draft these players.
Right. Interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Interesting. So we'll start today's show the way we start with every show. AP Top 25 and our instant reactions. Chase, receiving votes. With 5 votes at the bottom, we have Texas A&M.
Yeah.
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 With 7 votes, I still think this is disrespectful, but with 7 votes, James Madison.
Yeah, give them some more votes. They deserve more votes.
Undefeated in one of the top 2 G5 conferences.
True.
Also with 7 votes, Iowa. Who's still not on track to
get boy his
make
allowance.
The goal. Yeah. With 9 votes is Maryland.
Yeah, I can understand why they kind of plummeted a little bit in the vote.
It makes sense. They put up a fight for like a half.
Yeah, yeah. Then they got kind of just steamrolled second half.
Yeah. 17 votes, you got Clemson.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them receiving votes. I just don't want to see them ranked right now.
Yeah, yeah.
26 votes, West Virginia.
Rank West Virginia, you cowards.
I think rank West Virginia. There's a couple teams I would knock out of the top 25 and put West Virginia there.
Yep.
27 votes, Tulane. Tulane's still receiving votes.
I feel like they're a team that's probably just going to hang out on the cusp for the rest of the season. Even if they went out, they might crack the top 25 again, but I think they'll just hang out right at the cusp.
I think they really like that Ole Miss game is like the full reason why they're just going to be on the cusp.
Pretty much.
With 41 votes, you have the Wisconsin Badgers.
Why?
I don't know. I wouldn't rank any Big Ten West team if I'm being 100% honest.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, I still think it's by and away in the Power 5, it's the worst division.
It quite possibly could be.
I don't think it's particularly close. Also with 41 votes, Air Force. Rank Air Force.
Air Force should be in the top 25 without a question.
Yes, they should.
They could. You could make a case for them being in the top 20.
Yes. Also, rank Wyoming receiving 42 votes. Rank Wyoming.
Wyoming deserves to be in like anywhere from like 22 to 25.
Wyoming should be ranked. They are a capital G good team.
Yes. Yeah. They played another really good team on Saturday and beat them handily.
Pretty handily. And rounding out the receiving votes with 69 votes, the Missouri Tigers. Of course they were going to fall.
Yeah, of course.
I think this is fine. I think Missouri is still like a cusp top 25 team.
Yeah.
Disgustingly, but
gross.
Now getting into the list at 25, they fell 8 spots. It's your Miami Hurricanes.
Just how do you lose that game?
There's no excuse to lose that game, and he's done it before. This is like a crystal ball special. We talked about it when he got the job, getting rid of the turnover chain. He brings in his own deal. This is what you get.
This is what happens when you get rid of turnover chains. As me as a chain advocate and chain spokesperson, I'm
anti-Miami now.
Anti-Miami until you bring back the turnover chain, you cowards.
At 24, you have Chase, your Kentucky Wildcats.
I mean, I'm glad that this just utterly shitty timeline that we live in is finally set right. That A&M and Kentucky lose in one weekend.
Did it feel good?
It feels real good.
Also, like Kentucky was not in that game at all whatsoever. We'll get to more of that when we actually talk about the games. But Jesus Christ,
yeah.
23, no change. Kansas still ranked. I think that's fine.
I think so too.
Jason Bean, baby. Bean. Hey, UCF lost too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good week. It was a good week. Well, it was an okay week. It was a good week for the petty side of me.
Yeah. At 22, it's LSU.
Man, do they really deserve to be ranked?
I don't think so.
No, not anymore.
So. Not right now. At 21 is Notre Dame, falling 11 spots.
They've had a pretty tough schedule. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would. I could see them being on the cusp, but I could also see them being like number 25.
Yeah, I think being like outside the top 20 is okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's Notre Dame. They're always going to get that boost. We'll see. I mean, they have a chance to really bump up this week because they play USC.
True.
And they'll have a shot because, Jesus, USC.
Was that just a letdown spot?
Probably a little bit of that, but also USC's defense is garbage.
It's true.
It's Lincoln Riley. At number 20, the Tennessee Volunteers.
I think it's fair.
I think it's fair. I think Tennessee's like probably a fringe top 20 team this year. Like they could maybe get into the teens.
Yeah.
At number 19, Washington State. Brutal loss. Brutal loss for Washington State.
They looked terrible. I
They did
watched
not
this
look
game. They looked awful.
I don't know what happened.
It's UCLA was doing this like only rushing 3 but no real like down lineman thing, and it was just confusing the hell out of their protection, and they kept getting home with just like 3 rushing. So you can imagine that you couldn't get much done in the passing game whenever you can get home with 3 linemen every single time. So
Yeah.
they just looked bad. Like I don't understand how they couldn't like figure it out and adjust, because they knew they did the exact same thing for the entire game.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
At number 18, speaking of which, is UCLA. And I feel like UCLA is kind of a team that can kind of hover around the teens too.
They kind of have like an easy schedule. Like apparently I think they managed to duck Washington and Oregon this season.
Yeah, I don't think they play either of them.
So they only have USC, so they could feasibly.
And they already played Utah. That's right.
Yeah, they feasibly could end up, with 1 loss. Maybe the fly in like a Pac-12 ointment.
They could be an interesting team to kind of shake things up in the Pac-12.
Yeah. Chip Kelly, though, legit looks like a thumb wearing a T-shirt. I just want to say that for the record. Like, if you were to photo your thumb and then Photoshop a T-shirt on top of it and then draw some, like, Oakleys and a visor on it, you would have... That's Chip Kelly.
That's Chip Kelly?
This is Chip Kelly.
The thumb man?
The thumb person. His head is his body is shaped like this. Like, his head does that whole, like, I got a lot of chin.
It does the curve.
Sways to the back. He's got the curve. He's got the thumb
It's like he's
curve.
leaning back constantly.
Boom.
At number 17.
Kelly.
At number 17, we have the Duke Blue Devils.
Fair, I think.
I think fair. At number 16, Utah. I'm surprised to still see Utah up here. But good for Utah.
Yeah, was Cam Rising coming back or something?
I don't know. I really don't know. Cam Rising. Let's see. People are asking if he'll start against Cal this week. People are asking.
People have been asking every single week this year.
Yeah,
I'd take no stock in that.
Ranked 15, Oregon State, the Beavers.
Maybe a little bit disrespected.
Go Beavs. Go Beavs.
Go Beavs.
I really wish now that they would have beaten Washington State, because I think they are a fucking good team.
Yeah.
Number 14, Louisville. Jeff Brom, dude.
They kind of think they deserve every single bit of where they are right now, man. Like I think they took the adequate leap after they put it on Notre Dame.
I agree. I think this is perfectly fine. At number 13, Ole Miss.
Yeah. They bounced back.
Yeah, I think for now this is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
12, North Carolina.
Get ready for them to. I think they're going to rocket up the rankings. I really do. I think they'll end up in the like
10.
top. I'll say inside like the top 8 soon.
Well, they play Miami this week, so that'll be a big factor in it. I think their schedule kind of will go into them having a shot, because they play Miami this week. They still have to play Duke, and then they still play at Clemson too.
I can't say that they're not capable of handling all of those teams, though, is the thing.
So they got Miami, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Campbell. They'll probably, if they beat Miami this week, they'll be undefeated going into Duke.
Yeah.
And they host Duke for homecoming.
Yeah, and I think they would be fringe top 5 if they're undefeated by that point.
Number 11, Alabama.
I think that's probably fair for right now.
It's fair, Chase, and I am starting to get worried that, as much as we've done this every year where we talk about how fun and interesting the year could shake up to be, we might just get, an Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State,
right?
And, maybe probably not even Texas.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna be very upset.
I can easily see the path, because you have Alabama ends up winning the West, then giving Georgia their only 1 loss, and you end up getting the 1-loss SEC champion Alabama and the 1-loss Georgia, and along with whoever wins the Big Ten.
And we can talk about. I heard some people talking potentially if Georgia does have a loss. I think if Georgia suffers a loss before, the SEC championship game. I think there's a fringe possibility that they don't make it.
Fringe.
Very fringe. But if
Very
their
fringe.
only loss is the SEC championship, then there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way you keep them out.
Unless there's for some crazy reason you have a 1-loss Georgia, 1-loss Bama. You have Michigan, Ohio State, and then they still are going to suck Texas's dick somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I feel like, as much as it pains me, we'll talk about it in a little bit, I feel like the Pac-12 will cannibalize itself.
Yeah,
which is a
no
shame.
one will come out of it undefeated. I kind of agree with you.
Speaking of which, at number 10, USC. They dropped the spot, which makes
Yeah, no, I think that fits. I think that fits for them.
I think
honestly,
so too.
you can't. I mean, I understand what Caleb Williams does is pretty amazing, but that defense is.
Without Caleb Williams, this is a 7-5 team.
Yeah, yeah. That wins a couple 1-score 80-point shootouts.
Yeah. At number 9, falling 6 spots, are the Texas Longhorns.
We called it. We
did.
knew that Oklahoma would win that game, and I think that this is probably a little bit more accurate as to where they are as a football team.
I think Texas is a top 10 team. I think they've looked good. Obviously, they have a shot to bounce back. The Big 12 will be interesting. I wouldn't be overly surprised if it was just a Texas-Oklahoma rematch.
Yeah.
But we'll see how everything shapes up. At number 8, Oregon, the Ducks.
They could maybe be ranked higher.
It's a big week.
We've said this. I think we've said this last week. We said this last week.
Well, yeah,
too.
we said it last week because these two, the next 3, 6, 7, and 8 were no change. So 8 Oregon, 7 Washington, 6 Penn State.
Yeah, all teams that have cases that they could be in the top 5.
Washington and Oregon do play each other this week.
That will answer that. That's going to do a lot to propel up whoever loses, or sorry, whoever wins that game. Whoever wins that game could maybe land in the top 5 after
I
that.
could very easily see that. At number 5, jumping 7 spots, Oklahoma.
I think they looked pretty good.
They look good, but I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an overreaction.
It could be an It's don't ever take the results of a rivalry game that serious. You don't really learn anything in rivalry games. You just learn that these two teams hate each other and they'll do anything to beat the other team.
I think Oklahoma and Texas should be more around the 8, 9, 10. I think they're both top 10 teams.
Yeah.
But I don't know about top 5 for Oklahoma. Number 4, Florida State. Feels about right.
Yeah. I think that's right where they should be.
3, Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean they came back to put it. They looked terrible in the first half, but they came back
awful.
to put. They were still tied going into halftime and came back to put it on them.
Purdue has the chance to do the funniest thing this weekend.
What's that?
Beat Ohio State.
That would be amazing.
Purdue. It's at Purdue. It's crazy.
Purdue is fucking awful.
Jeff Bromless is not going to happen.
Without a Jeff Brom, no, this isn't.
Number 2, Michigan. Number 1, Georgia. No change. That sounds about right.
Yeah, fair. Michigan's
I
starting to cover spreads, which is annoying.
They're looking better. They're looking better now, which is ugh.
But also, the 2 spreads that they covered were against the Big Ten West.
Yeah, but they weren't covering those spreads before.
That or these group of 5 teams were tougher than the Big Ten
I would
West.
venture to say probably.
I think that
I'd venture to say probably
more of the case.
So, to look at Week 6 as a whole, we're going to go through some of these games. First off, your Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee. Jacksonville State wins 45-30.
Woo, called that one too. Yes, sir. I love that team. That Jacksonville State team, man. Love it. Fast-paced.
Damn shame they can't play for a conference championship.
Or a bowl game.
Bullshit. Oklahoma State 29, K-State 21.
Called that one.
Yeah, this is a weird one. That really shoots K-State's season in the dick.
Pretty much. Yeah, they couldn't really do that second loss.
No, especially this is their only conference loss.
Yeah, and it was against a very non-potent, not what we're used to, Oklahoma State too.
No, this is a bad game. Speaking of bad games, Nebraska 20, Illinois 7. Hey, I'll take winning ugly.
I'll take Nebraska on the money line in that. Man, I was on a roll during the week, wasn't I?
You had a great like up to Saturday.
I had a decent Saturday.
You had a good Saturday, but like you're up to Saturday, like your week.
Yeah,
pretty fucking good, dude.
That's what we're talking about.
Boston College 27, Army 24.
God damn it, Army.
God damn it, dude.
that was one of the bad calls from Saturday. Yeah, Army just.
Oh, they fucked. They were even like doing really good.
They even were taking it to Covertown. They were fighting an insurgency in Covertown, and the terrorists won.
Terrorists being Boston College just destroyed us there. LSU 49, Missouri 39.
I know that was rough for Eric.
It was rough for me too.
Yeah, I didn't want any piece of that game.
It was back and forth until it wasn't.
Yeah, because if I were to have a piece of that game, it would have been on Missouri, and I'm not going to do that ever.
Ohio State 37, Maryland 17. Like Chase was saying earlier, this was a game that Maryland was very much in until Ohio State pulled away in the second half. Like late third quarter, too.
And I was on the Ohio State side here, and it was a bigger spread than I normally take, and
they covered.
They covered, and I just kind of told myself, we've seen this story with Maryland a million times. Like, why not just trust history?
It worked. Wisconsin 24, Rutgers 13.
Talk to your kids about a potent Rutgers football team.
Talk to your kids about a Rutgers team who I'm pretty sure is undefeated against the spread.
Yeah. Yeah. America's darlings, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
For us, Mississippi State 41, Western Michigan 28. I mean, they went down swinging.
They did. I thought that there was a time where I thought they were down by a score. I was like, are they going to come back and tie this thing? No, it wasn't. It wasn't meant to be. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by a lady on Monday Night Football with huge boobies doing the surrender cobra.
Oh, that's a good cobra.
That's good. That's good.
Oklahoma 34, Texas 30. It's Red River. You never know.
I said a bang, but we did know.
We did know.
But we
knew that you never know.
Bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang. Yeah.
How many does that make for Oklahoma?
How many what?
Like wins.
They're 6-0, right?
No, they lost last year. I'm saying wins of like Red River.
Oh, I think it's like, wasn't it like tied all time? Was I imagining that? I think I was imagining that.
Well, I'm just saying like recently. So in the last, let's say, you want to say since 2010?
Since 2010, it's been 13 years. I would venture to say they've won like 7.
They've won 11.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Oklahoma's won 11 of them since 2010. Texas has won 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. So there you go. Fuck you, Texas. Just another little fuck you. NC State 48, Marshall 41.
Kind of thought Marshall was going to pull that out.
I thought they were too. I thought the Thundering Herd was going to get it done, and just that was my Saturday chase. Is a lot of my picks were like in it, and then just died.
Yeah,
it was a very blue ballsy Saturday.
That's unfortunate.
It was not fun. Buffalo 37, Central Michigan 13. Chips didn't get it done.
There you go. Was it Eric was saying the Chips are one of the luckiest teams in the country?
Yep.
And the luck ran out.
UCLA 25, Washington 17. Like Chase said, this one was ugly. A lot of UCLA games this year have been ugly.
Yeah. Ugly. You can tell they've got some things working on offense, but yeah, the Washington State wasn't able to figure out what the hell they were up against on with the UCLA defense.
Northwestern 23, Howard 20. I'm pretty sure, has Northwestern hit their over?
Dude, I cannot. I wish that I could have seen like all of like the Howard fraternity stomp celebrations that would have happened like if Howard had won this game. Yeah, still, I mean, even when you win, just a 3-point victory over Howard ain't good.
It's not a good look.
It ain't good.
Eastern Michigan 24, Ball State 10. At least one of our directional missions win. If
Let's go.
one of them wins, we all win.
We all win. Everyone is a winner.
NIU 55, Akron 14. I was just wrong.
Get low with it. Get loose with it. If you're a skinny girl, let Coach Bruce hit it.
I was just completely wrong. These are two bad MAC teams, and Akron was way worse than I anticipated. I did not expect it. Louisiana 34, Texas State 30. Fuck, dude. Texas State was leading the entire This is another one!
That another one that got you?
Another one! They were in it!
It was another intriguing one where I would have been on the exact same side.
They were fucking winning, and then Louisiana just comes back in the fourth quarter because I was on the vacation. I was at shows and shit, and I'm just checking my phone. My phone's going off. Like, oh yeah, your bets are now losing. I was like, I was getting upset. I was getting visibly upset.
That's not how you're supposed to be at Dolly Parton Stampede.
That was on Friday.
Okay.
Saturday, what we did, Chase,
Uh-huh.
is we got drunk in an Applebee's and went to the Hay Goods.
What is the Hay Goods?
It's a family that apparently has been performing in Branson for like 30-some years. It's a whole weird family. And
Yeah.
they perform like it was fun, but they perform what I describe as like soulless reinterpretations of a lot of like pop songs and soul songs.
Do they have to call each other like stepson and stepdaughter?
No, they're
like,
real. They're real
any
brothers and
sort of-
sisters.
Okay.
They're real.
Okay.
It's all real. Everyone in the
But for
family
legal reasons, they have to call each other stepbrother and
Maybe.
stepsister?
But it's like 6 brothers and 1 sister, and then the drummer's just a black guy from St. Louis.
Okay.
But it works.
Yeah, okay.
It was fun, but God, I was just getting fucking frustrated. Clemson 17, Wake Forest 12.
Man, Clemson just like outside of like obliterating Syracuse, it seems like they've had to just like, claw a few out.
Yes, that one black guy.
Yeah.
He was a sick drummer from St. Louis. He was drumming out there. It was so weird during the show.
Drumming out.
Well, no, they're all like performing on the stage, and then they just have him in his drum set in like a cage below the stage. Like
Okay.
he's just like off by himself.
He's down in the orchestra pit, just laying down stanky grooves.
It was sick. And it was fun.
Man.
It was kind of like so the way they would sing all the songs, it was like how you would think of a Midwestern like young evangelical church singing songs, like that energy.
Yeah.
It was that.
Did you feel the spirit?
I did a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
You simple bitch.
Well, it's hard not to in Branson, dude. They talk about God and Jesus all the time.
Yeah, it's a very Jesus-y place. It's I was gonna ask if you went and saw any of the Jesus plays that they the huge Jesus play productions. Yeah.
Florida State 39, Virginia Tech 17. That's what you expect.
That's kind of what Florida State back on track of like covering spreads too.
North Carolina 40, Syracuse 7.
This is one of mine.
This is one of yours. I think this is a combination of North Carolina being legit, and I'm worried that Syracuse is the same Syracuse that we saw last year.
And I think that you had like a uncharacteristically hype team because of like Tez.
Oh, for sure.
Tez Walker or Williams, or I think it's Walker. Tez Walker being back.
I think so too. I am worried though, and I'm waiting to see. I'm worried that Syracuse might have been the same as last year, which is a shame.
Yeah, because Garrett Schrader deserves a Heisman.
Iowa 20, Purdue 14.
Ugly,
Disgusting.
Ugly game. But
fun Iowa fact of the week, Chase. I don't know if I told you about this earlier. Iowa won this game and scored 20 points without completing any passes to a wide receiver.
Yeah. No, I know. Just running backs and tight ends. Yeah,
One tight end and 1 running back caught all the passes. And it wasn't very many passes. I'm pretty sure he went like 7 for 12.
This team has such an elite defense that if they had an offense to match, they could win a national championship. And it seems like they're like a quarterback away. Like what scent are these guys wearing that makes them absolute quarterback repellent? I don't know
because like McNamara was decent at Michigan. Like he was fine when he was there.
It's just maybe how they coach quarterbacks then.
Maybe because he looked straight up bad, and then when he got hurt, obviously it doesn't matter because it's Iowa.
Yeah.
Alabama 26, A&M 20. the grossest part about this game is I actually feel like A&M probably had
Should've won.
they had so many opportunities to win this game.
Yeah, if that feels gross, then how comes my conscience is so clean?
It's fair.
It's
Jimbo
just a beautiful
kinda,
day.
fucked it up.
Just a beautiful day. A beautiful day in sports.
Kansas 51, UCF 22.
A beautiful day.
Kansas had 2 players, almost 3, rush for over 100 yards.
Jim, how much more beautiful do days get?
There's a way it could have been more beautiful.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
We won't talk about it. We'll skip that one.
Yeah.
UConn 38, Rice 31. This is another one that just fucked me.
Yeah, I don't trust that Rice team at all.
No, not anymore. I don't. Florida 38, Vanderbilt 14. Back to that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colorado 27, Arizona State 24.
I kind of feel like that's about where it should have landed, you know?
Yeah, it was a close game throughout. I was excited. It was like I will give Colorado credit. Every game except that Oregon game has been very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I guess you could kind of track now. Colorado needs 3 more to make a bowl?
Yeah.
So if we look at their schedule, find the 3 wins. Stanford, obviously this week is a win.
Yeah.
So they need 2 more. They need 2 wins out of UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and Utah. They need 2 wins.
I think they could find them. I'm not sure where, but I think they can find 2 more wins.
So they get Arizona at home and Oregon State at home. It's at UCLA, at Washington State, and at Utah.
Yeah.
If I had to be a guesser, I would guess it's UCLA and Arizona.
That's fair.
Those would be my guesses.
Yeah.
Maybe Oregon State because it's homecoming.
Yeah.
But I think they could do it. Potentially. Georgia 51, Kentucky 13.
Just everything is right in the world.
Yeah, Kentucky was never in this game. Georgia just kind of did what they did. These are 2 teams that wanted to do similar things, and Georgia did whatever it wanted.
Yeah, and they just kind of, they needed that Auburn game to wake up a little bit, shake the rust off, and now they're going to start rolling folks.
ODU 17, Southern Miss 13. I just didn't know about this one at all.
The curse of Brett Favre's welfare fraud continues on.
Michigan 52, Minnesota 10.
Ugh.
They're covering spreads, Chase. You got to come to terms with this.
I do.
Louisville
got on that bandwagon late.
They're good. Their lines are good. Louisville 33, Notre Dame 20.
I'm guessing letdown spot. Just Notre Dame got caught in the letdown spot before USC. That's my guess.
Post Ohio State, pre USC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wyoming 24, Fresno State 19. Put some respect on the fucking Cowboys.
I mean, and still put respect on Fresno State's name too. Those are 2 just really good them and Air Force.
The Mountain West has the 3 best G5 teams.
Yeah. It's a shame. That one of those teams is going to end up with 2 losses.
Texas Tech 39, Baylor 14.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you need to say about that one. Iowa State 27, TCU 14.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What is going on with Iowa State? Yeah.
I don't know what's up with this Iowa State team. They have the most confusing wins and losses, it feels like.
Yeah, they definitely win every game that they should not, and definitely lose every game that they should.
So, obviously, they lose to Iowa. They lose to Ohio. They beat Oklahoma State. They get throttled by Oklahoma. Beat TCU. I assume they're just going to lose at Cincinnati next week.
Yeah, because that would be pretty well on track. That would track with everything that I know as of right now.
And then they lose out until they play Texas.
Yeah, probably.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Georgia Tech 23, Miami 20. The dumbest coaching decision of the weekend.
Apparently should have just taken that knee there, Mario.
Yeah, Georgia Tech, no timeouts, 40 seconds left on the clock. Miami, instead of kneeling, elects to run the ball and fumbles it.
Yeah, and then they lose with 1 second on the clock.
I wonder if this is going to greatly devalue Miami, because I still think Miami's a good team.
Because one hand is holding my phone, I'm just going to snap it up for Mario Cristobal instead of applauding. Just beautiful coaching.
So fucking stupid.
He just ruins everything.
He's anti-fun.
He just ruins everything.
Oregon State 52, Cal 40. Is Cal just playing like exciting football now?
I think so. They score way more points than any other Cal team that I remember.
Like, I don't understand these Cal games just turning into shootouts now.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I'm
here
cool.
for it.
I'm cool with it. Long live your sandwich place.
USC 43, Arizona 41 in triple overtime.
Hey, it was on Arizona there too. All right.
Yeah, this is just Lincoln Riley. Maybe also a look ahead spot for USC getting Notre Dame next week.
And they were just lucky enough to play Arizona instead of Louisville.
Yeah, it's ugh. And that's it. That's all the college football that happened this weekend.
All right.
NFL Chase.
Let's talk.
Thursday night, Chicago, the Bears 40, the Commanders 20.
Dude, DJ Moore went off.
He went so off. It just feels like he's passing now. What's up with that?
I don't know. I was up against DJ Moore in fantasy, and he put up like 56 on Thursday, and I knew it was going to end poorly for me.
He did nuts. Jags 25, Bills 20. I'm not going to take too much away from that. It's London.
I am a little bit bought in on the Jags. I think the Jags are a pretty good football team.
I think they're good. I always thought they were pretty good, but I'm not going to take too much away from like the Bills losing this.
Oh, I mean, it's fair. That's okay. Yeah.
Falcons 21, Texans 19. Bijan had one of the slickest plays that I've seen in a while.
Texans covered 2.5. I think the Texans might be a little bit of a spread covering wagon.
They might be what like Detroit was last year.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of which, Lions 42, Panthers 24.
Lions are for real.
They're for real. They're laying the wood out.
They've got like a defense figured out now. Now, like that was the thing that was missing last year. They didn't really have a defense. They could score a lot of points, but now they can score a lot of points and hold you to not very many points. So the
Lions are legit.
They are legit. Outside of that loss to the Seahawks,
which is just weird. They always seem to lose to the Seahawks.
Yeah, man. Like there's nothing that's to me that says that they can't make a deep run into the playoffs.
I agree. Colts 23, Titans 16. Richardson out for 3 weeks, I think, 3 or 4 weeks.
I personally fear that he's not going to last very long in the league. Like literally every game that I've seen that he plays in, except for the one that he was hurt and didn't play in, he has come off the field hurt.
Yeah.
Every game. Every single fucking game.
Well, he's playing like Cam Newton, but he's not Cam Newton was jacked and huge. Anthony Richardson is big and huge, but he's not Cam Newton's a freak of nature.
Cam Newton was a big boy.
You can't play like that consistently. You're gonna RG3 yourself, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see coming, dude.
Because he looks good. He looks like when he's out there and doing it, he looks great, but he's gonna die.
Yeah, that's the only way that he doesn't look like he's a bust by his play on the field, but he looks like he could end up being an injury bust.
I agree. Dolphins 31, Giants 16.
Yeah, 2 players in this game top 21 miles per hour.
Every time I tune into the Dolphins, they're just running constantly all the time.
They're so fast.
It's a fucking track meet.
So fast.
I want to know the status on A-Chain. I hope he's not hurt because he looks so amazing when he's out there. As
a Raheem Mostert owner, who I still got my points in that game.
They use them both.
Yeah, but it bodes well for me if A-Chain is injured.
You know what else bodes well for you? Saints 34, Patriots 0.
Just to think, we were the dogs on the money line too. Disrespectful.
Domination.
Yeah, domination.
The Patriots are just bad.
I think it might be more of a thing of the Patriots are just bad. But I'll take these little victories wherever I can get them. It keeps us in the mix for the NFC South.
I will say the Patriots still probably have a good defense because they're gonna have that.
Yeah.
They're just bad.
Yeah.
Steelers 17, Ravens 10.
Kind of a surprise there at the end, but
these Ravens wide receivers, dude.
I know I'm talking about my fantasy team, but I woke up on Sunday morning with a little bit before the games to start and realized that Jahmyr Gibbs was out and had to come up with the last second substitution. and picked up Justice Hill off the waiver wire, who scored a touchdown.
Eric saying Bill is losing the locker room by not benching Mac Jones.
I could see it. I don't
Bring
think
in
that
Zappy.
anybody. Pretty certain no one likes him. Everyone seemed to rally around Zappy the last time they brought him in.
Bring Zappy in.
Rally around the Zappy, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Baltimore, I don't like their receivers, but I still think they're a good team. This is just a good win for the Steelers.
I think so. As bad as the Steelers have looked in spots, they've also looked kind of good in a few spots too.
Bengals 34, Cardinals 20.
Net crack game for Joey B.
For real, he looked pretty good out there.
And Jamar Chase with 3 touchdowns. Yeah, man. Like they just needed that. I think they got their shit right. They had a little bit of a gripe fest last week with each other. Now I think that they might start winning games, but it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs.
Agreed. Eagles 23, Rams 14.
I think the Eagles they started slow, but they're starting to figure out their offense more. Like, I would honestly say right now, like, the best 2 teams in the NFL are number 1, San Francisco, number 2, Philadelphia.
I'd probably agree with that. I'd for sure agree. I think the 49ers are a step above what everyone is right now.
I think so too. It's 1, a chasm, and then 2.
Yeah. Yes. Jets 31, Broncos 21. It was Zach Wilson looks decent. I don't know, dude.
Sean Payton got what was coming to him there, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Like all the Jets players like dapping up Hackett.
Yeah, dude. Like he got what was coming to him.
Yeah. Ugh. This Broncos team. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, I think it was Russell Wilson who's single-handedly dragging that franchise to the depths of hell.
I think so. Chiefs 27, Vikings 20. I think this is 2 weeks in a row that there's been questionable reffing in the Chiefs games.
It seems like they get all the calls, doesn't it?
It does feel that way.
Also, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how sure I am about the Chiefs, like, down the stretch. Because like it seems like Travis Kelce's getting dinged up a lot, and if he doesn't play, like, I'm not sure if they're really. I think they're a good football team, but I don't think that they're the great football team that they always have been. And like, if they're having to go through stretches where he's not healthy and they're just a good football team, then the AFC West is pretty competitive, and it could be,
it's going to be interesting.
Who knows? It's a little more interesting because I think that there's some teams that people traditionally see as being good that might end up kind of having an off season because of circumstances outside their control.
Jesse Hendricks, Lions of Tampa this coming weekend, going to be a hell of a game.
Can't say it won't be.
Also, Eric just landed out there. Hey, did you guys know that Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift?
Oh, as a Swiftie, I had to Google who Travis Kelce was.
Yeah, she's putting him on the map. So on the sports hole that I do, Chase, with Maddie.
Yeah. I don't like that Maddie guy.
Every week, we start the show with him. He goes on the diatribe of how much he hates Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. It's actually very cathartic and fun to listen to.
That's fair.
It's kind of relaxing.
Got to open up your heart and let that hate out sometimes.
Eric is actually trivia question: who leads the Chief in red zone targets?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But before we get to that last game, Chase, 49ers 42, Cowboys 10.
Just putting it
on them.
Put it on them, man. Like, their defense is a cut above. Their offense is...
They have so many weapons. Dude.
You could definitely see like the Shanahan influence on like the Dolphins offense, because it seems like whenever they do throw the ball, like they're always, wide open because there's so much going on that you have to defend. And Christian McCaffrey is just a monster now.
He's a monster. So, who leads the Chiefs in red zone targets? It's Rashee Rice.
Draft pick out of SMU.
Yes, sir.
Is that
And then
it?
Monday night. What's the score right now? The Monday night game of Packers Raiders.
Packers are up 13-10. I am on the Packers plus 110 on the money line.
There you go, everybody. There you go. That'll do it. I got nothing else, Chase. I got nothing else in the tank.
Got nothing else.
I'm still wiped from the vacation. I gotta sleep this meth off for this Missouri meth, this premium meth.
Yeah, just you know what it looks like, broken pieces of windshield that you're getting just the top meth.
Is there anything you'd like to shout out before we dip out?
Nah, I'm good.
I'm too. I'm feeling lean. I'm feeling good this weekend. We'll see you guys next week for another episode of the Gymnasium. The two